Hello, everybody. Finally, I'm in. Okay. All right. Facebook have changed how you enter live streams at the moment, which is a little bit annoying. So I hope everything is good. I hope everybody can hear me. And hello, Tom. Hello. Oh, is that a name in Greek or Russian? I can't pronounce, but hello. Hi. So my name's obviously Alison, who created the Teacherpreneur System. And today's little video is going to be all about how do I find private students. How do I find private students? What do I do to find private students? Okay, I'm just going to put this up here like so. All right, so this is great. The last couple of days I have been just doing lives direct with another device because I like to multi-stream, and the way Facebook have changed things, it makes it really difficult to multi-stream. I guess they want everybody on their platform and nowhere else. That's quite clever of them. Okay, so here we go. How do I find private students? Let's just change the text of this, and we don't need this rolling. So I am generally a little bit more prepared than this, but like I said, this is all a bit new, what they've done. So let's make a start. Okay, so what do I do? Let's find, and what do most people advise actually as well? This is really interesting because it kind of, I think definitely what I do definitely breaks a lot of myths and legends, as it were, when it comes to marketing, especially marketing for private students. People tell you to do all sorts of things that take so much time and money and planning. And actually with social media today, if you plan and create good content and you create a decent campaign, a social media campaign in the right way, then it's actually it's still work, but it's actually a lot easier. And I think it's better because you can actually see the results. And I'm going to show you some of my results so you understand exactly where I'm coming from. And I don't do anything or say anything in any of my trainings I haven't done myself, or I'm not still doing myself. So they're normally processes that are quite good, so pretty good, that I carry on using them. So I like to back that up, because anybody can just say this stuff, but you need to see facts, right? So this is why I like digital marketing. If I'm spending money and spending time on something, I want to see evidence that is working. So paying for flyers. Okay, let's just scoot back. When I first started advertising with my language school, I would do the old school thing that everybody tells you to do and you think is the right thing to do because you are working with your community. It really is BS now, okay? So basically what I used to do was put all those posters everywhere in mum cafes and soft play cafes. I used to go to community centres. I would pay for advertising with Yell, sometimes Google, though Google is still quite good for advertising. But all of these things, especially the flyers, used to cost me a small batch to have printed, maybe £150. And I mean, I work with schools, so, you know, there are 2,000, 3,000 pupils in a school. So that's a lot of printing money every term to print and have done. It runs into the thousands, or in fact it did do, until, you know, I switched everything over to digital marketing and social media marketing. And this is one of the reasons why. Let's just say, I'm going to give you two examples, okay, because this really brings home why digital marketing, and in particular social media marketing, is so much better for you when it comes to finding students. I had two very acute things that happened to me when I was marketing the old way, like the old-fashioned way, the old school way. The first is, whoever you give those flyers to, you are really 100% dependent on them liking you and doing their job properly so that they put those things where they're meant to be. Well, once I did it in a school and I had given them to a school receptionist, and these were for French language classes, and this particular receptionist didn't think that primary school children should be learning any foreign languages. She thought they should just stick with English because that's all she ever did. You do sometimes get this kind of small village, what I call small village mentality, and you have to kind of work around it. However, this is why I love digital marketing, because you don't have to deal with much small village mentality in it, which is great. And as a result of this actually happening with this school, my flyers, which had cost me over £450, did not go out in the book bags with the to the children, and so the parents didn't get the letters, and my bookings for that school totally dipped for a whole term, which is a glorious 11 weeks. And when I realised actually what had happened, I was really angry, but there was nothing I could do about it apart from smile and go, right, I'm going to find another way around this. So that was one situation. Another situation, I was in a commercial venue and all of the flyers, which I had literally just brought and put there whilst I was setting up, because I was doing like a demonstration class for free, like trial class, and I don't do trial classes anymore, as I explained in my first video, and this is one of the reasons why. And the owner of the cafe just came along, was cleaning, saw the pile, didn't recognize him, and just put them straight in the bin. And I was like, these are hot off the press, you know, like what? Anyway, I just thought, actually, how many times has that happened? So you can't judge stuff like that. You can't quantify it. You can't measure it. You cannot see what's working, what's not working. Now let's take a look inside some of my results from Facebook marketing, and you will see the vast difference. Okay, I'm just going to grab this up. If you've got any questions, by the way, just drop it in the comments, and even if I don't answer them directly, I will do, so don't worry. Okay, let me just grab this up for you. Okay, so when you start doing digital marketing, and don't worry if you have never done this before, then don't worry, because I do go into it a little bit with the Teacherpreneur Evolution System. I do also have a digital marketing agency, and I am a Facebook ads pro. I've been doing it for many years, so I really know Facebook ads very well, and because of that I do it for other people as well now. So you know, so this is the back end, and you're quite lucky because in the Facebook ads, in the Teacherpreneur Evolution System, you get access to part of a course which I actually use with agencies and quite serious marketers on Facebook ads training. So but you guys are kind of, you're getting that at a really sniff of a price, really. So anyway, right, let me see. I'm going to try and scoot over to here. Okay, so here we go. This is like, as it says, let me get my pen. This is the back end. So this is like the analytics of one of my business pages to do with education, through which people see me, see my lessons, see what I do, and book lessons through. So this is how I find my private students. This is the only way I do it. I just repeat it in kind of adapted ways for different platforms. However, for me, there are certain platforms that work better for me because of the type of attraction marketing I do. So that's the type of marketing I do, how I present myself, how people engage with me, how they react to my clients. So it's very different on different platforms. Experience, you know, will teach you that. However, I will on the Teacherpreneur course, I really just work with Instagram and Facebook, because those are really the ones that you get your best bang for your buck. I am experimenting a little bit more with TikTok at the moment, but it hasn't got to that stage, whereas like Facebook has, where Facebook is still very, very serious, quite good for business marketing. And TikTok has a kind of a bit of an age demographic, so I'm not sure that that's quite suited for this at the moment, so I'm still kind of working with that. But I'm definitely 150% sure with Facebook and Instagram that it works. So that's all I'm putting in the course at the moment. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so as you can see, right, this is a page summary of 28 days. So this is organic reach and paid reach. Now, when I say paid, I do run Facebook ads. I don't do a lot. It's kind of £25 here and there, maybe £30 a month. It's not a lot. And it's certainly not a lot compared to those flyers that I used to print and put out. So, and what I love is I see the results. So these are the results. So in the 28 days, 338 different actions were taken, but it's about this. This is what's important. So this is the percentage that it has gone up. Now, with attraction marketing and social media marketing, the golden nugget is engagement. Now, when you see these things here, page views, and you see these huge percentages, okay, like this is really, really good. And why it's really good is obviously, firstly, what you're doing, the content marketing that you're doing is so good that people are really liking it. But actually what it is showing, look at the video views, which is mammoth, is a lot. The other really important factor here is that Facebook like this. Facebook don't like spammy people. They don't like spammy marketing. They don't like falseness. And believe you me, as a professional advertiser on Facebook, the policies and the rules are really, really, really strict. And even if you've done something in all naivety, if Facebook consider that to be spam or incorrect or inappropriate or breaking their policies, which are sometimes as clear as mud, then you can find yourself shut down. I mean, account shut down, advertising account shut down, your personal profile shut down, your business page shut down. This is why it's so important to kind of have, you know, the basic structure, the training, and knowing what you can do and you can't do, and what, you know, what won't get you shut down basically. And all of these people that go, oh yeah, it's really easy, Facebook ads, they're people that aren't doing it properly, I think, and they haven't come across a situation where they've put something out yet that has got them banned from Facebook, and you really don't want to do that because Facebook is an authority as well. So if you get yourself banned on Facebook, it's kind of like a little thing. Facebook talks to Instagram. They're very intelligent systems, and they do kind of communicate certain informations. You will find a dominoes effect afterwards, so you don't want to do that. Anyway, let's get back to the facts and just go over to here. Okay, so this, I couldn't get any of this information. So I know what I'm doing works, okay? That's the first thing, because I'm getting these results. Now, here we go. So I had this many followers, which is more than doubled now. This is January the 21st, so this is really recent, okay, to January the 17th. Because I have about 25 different business pages. You don't have to, you can just have one, okay? But I'm a bit OCD with everything, and I like trying out different techniques and different methods of social media marketing. It's really my thing. I geek out about this. It's kind of what I spend my evenings doing on the Saturday. That's how sad I am. So I really love doing it. And I do different content because I'm always testing different things and seeing how people react. So that's really great for you, because you're kind of getting the cream off the top. So, but this works very, very well. So I know what I'm doing is working really, really well. And here's another example here. So this is the results of one of the posts. So this is when I did a lesson that I did completely live, and Facebook really liked that. And actually, I find Facebook Lives work really, really well. In fact, sometimes better than something that I can take 3 and 4 hours planning with loads of brilliant video editing. So the stuff you see on YouTube that is really well produced and edited, and I have loads of stuff on YouTube that I spend hours editing and producing. On Facebook, it doesn't get half as many views and it doesn't work half as well. And that's because engagement is the key. Now, think about it from a client's point of view, yeah? If you want to go and buy someone's product or someone's service, and it's probably going to be something of quite a personal financial investment for you, you are going to go and suss it out, aren't you? You're going to go and have a little look, see what they're like. You're going to do a little bit of social media spying. You're going to find out as much as you can before you sign up to this thing, which is going to be £50 or $50 a month or $60 a month or $1,000. You are going to make sure that you're getting the real McCoy and bang for your buck. Okay, now that's why the engagement works the best, because people are seeing you as you are, and they really like that. And even things where I've gone, oh God, that was such an awful live. I had an audio issue actually the other day with this new thing that Facebook are rolling out, and it did something with my mic. So I've got a number of different mics, but only one mic or two mics actually is working really well with it at the moment. I hope the audio is okay here. And I didn't realise till after I'd done the live, because yeah, sure, I do sound checks and things like that, and I was like, oh my God, that was so bad, I'm gonna have to delete that. And then I went and looked at the analytics on the back end, and I was like, oh, how many comments, oh, this engagement. I was thinking, I was cringing when I was listening to it. I was going, this is so bad, it was so bad, but it was getting loads of engagement. So people just like you to be real, authentic and honest. And actually, if I'm gonna buy into stuff, like I've taken training before in the past with different things with digital media marketing, and I sometimes will have my fingers really burn, and the amount of webinars I have sat through, and I only now go with people I really resonate with, that I think are really real, that there's just something in it that's like, yeah, I really get that. And that is it's like the golden fleece. Don't try and be someone who you're not. That's kind of the thing. And that's me. That's how I get my students. So I am myself. I do lots of planning. Sure, I do lots of planning. So I plan what is going to be interesting. Now I teach different things. So obviously I teach English. I also have a page where I teach French. I also teach agencies certain aspects of digital marketing and social media marketing. And I also teach people how to be social media managers, because that's what I've done for years with all of my businesses. And I realized actually, wow, I do quite a lot of stuff here. So I have little things that I do, and I go off and I teach it. Now, in all of those things, I'm just me. And I think that is really, really what works. If you're not used to working live, or you're not used to, that's my little dog coming in, if you're not used to being on camera, then the only thing I can say is you are really going to cringe out about it. You just have to do it, and you have to do it lots, and you have to watch yourself, and you have to be, not for be like really analytical, like this thing now that I'm looking at the camera, or I'm constantly looking into the camera, but lots of people just look down here or they look here, and when you play it back, you will be annoyed. You'll be going, God, why am I looking over there or over here? So it's for this that I say, for these reasons that I say, basically, watch yourself. So that you're doing the obvious thing, the basic thing, you're looking, you're giving eye contact, because when the viewer or that your students are seeing this, they're going to be going, oh yeah, they're looking into the camera, they're looking at me, they're kind of, and there's that thing, are they lying? If someone's not giving you eye contact, are they telling the truth? So it's all about, have confidence as well, having, the other people, the students and the clients having confidence in you. Okay, so within the Teachpreneur course, there is like this strategy, concept, structure that I have for social media marketing. So I take you through what you could be doing. I'm not going to say what you should be doing, because I just show what I do, because that works for me and it works in many different businesses, and I have e-commerce businesses as well. So all of these things work. I think they're pretty well-rounded, well-tried, well-used concepts, because I still use them and they still work for me. So I basically show you what I do, how I do it. I even show you how I professionally use Canva Pro, how I use Adobe, how I do certain things for myself that stops me having to pay someone a lot of money, as I used to when I first started, and quite often not really doing what I wanted. And when you are trying to find your own students, and when you're trying to manage this yourself, you do need to, unless you have got a little bit of an endless pot, you do need to be able to hop onto certain softwares and programs and whip something up. Like the other day, I had done a lesson on business English, and it was like high level English, and it was how we take normal everyday English verbs and how we use higher level English verbs, you know. So I received that type of thing, and then given examples. However, sometimes it's useful for people to have like a PDF or an infograph, so I quickly whipped up an infograph in one software, and then I put it on the Facebook page, and then I dropped it into the course that I have as well, and then it stays there forever. So something that took me 15 or 20 minutes is actually, you know, it's worked, it's helped me with the social media, so it's contributed to my social media marketing and my digital marketing, but it's also helped bolster up a little bit more the curriculum that students have too. So it has kind of a multi-purpose effect. And that's another thing with working with digital marketing and working digitally online like this, that every little thing you do when you work for yourself, you can save and you can edit and you can repurpose. So then you're not spending hours doing things again and again and again, unless you're a bit of a workaholic like me and absolutely love it. So there you go. These are some of the things I get as well. So as a result of the social media marketing, I get messages all the time. I need you to teach me an advanced course of English. I don't have time to travel abroad. I think we can arrange time for that. Are you agree about that? You know, I had the other day an entire school from Iran, actually 2 schools, message me and then email me and ask me, can I teach the entire school? So, you know, the cost was like not you know, wasn't an issue for them, so I could really name my price. So that was like teaching children and adults as well. So once you start, and this is why the content strategy, and I always go on about this, the content strategy is so important. I don't know if you've been and had a snoop around in different areas of social media of independent teachers doing stuff online. I do, because it's important to research what people are doing and what works, as well as looking within yourself. It's always interesting to get other ideas, obviously without copying. And you know, I can spot the stuff that is just looks so poorly done sometimes, and you can see they are ultimately the pages that have least interaction. They've got like 20 likes, you know, and the page is 5 years old, and you know, I don't think they're going to be having much business. And here is another one. Oh, where is it? Here, here. There we go. So you can see this is obviously me, and here we go. Facebook saying this post is doing 95% better or 90% better than all your other posts. Why don't you boost it? Well, obviously I don't do that because I think, well, it's actually doing okay. But what I do is then I start to look on the back end of the videos that I've done and the lessons that I have done, and I start analysing the data. And I do go into that in the Teachpreneurs course, how I analyse data, and then how I resource and reproduce certain things that I use for adverts and things like that. And like I said, you have to be very careful when it comes to Facebook advertising, because they love shutting people down if they think you're not doing something right, and they really will. And once you're shut down, you're shut down. You can't get it back. It's rare. Okay. All right, so that's that. Let me see. Do I have any questions? No? Tom? No questions? Okay. So what do I do once I've got once people are interacting with me on my socially and as far as digital media goes and social media goes? Well, what happens next is I have different lead pages and different funnels, which I will go into later on. And again, I walk you through all of that in the course, and I show you how to do that and why they're different and why you need to have them. And again, they're not difficult to do. I can whip up a lead page in about an hour and a half. Not really hard, especially once you've got the right software and you know what you're doing. And those all feed into my courses and my curriculums. And I have got this week alone, which I don't think I've had 987 people subscribe this week alone. Okay, so this is why I also say I can't do one-to-ones. There's no way I could teach 987 people, and I don't want to be a massive ESL platform or a French platform or what have you. That's not what I want to be. It's not what I want to do. I think it'd be highly stressful and I'd be permanently chained to my computer, which, as much as I love, I just don't want to do all the time. Obviously, who does? So yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me talk about this as well. So I did start talking about that, but I sidetracked, as I tend to do. I'm sorry about that. But I hope I'm giving you some value and you're getting really good ideas listening to this and thinking, oh wow, yeah, this is really possible. Because I know when I look at stuff on the internet, and like I said, I've gone on these webinars and there's such gurus, and sometimes I've really fallen for it. I have really fallen for it. And sometimes it's because you're so desperate to find out actually how do you do that. And I've gone, what, really? I mean, it's either filler and fluff, or it's just completely useless, or stuff I could probably have just like figured out quite easily. So this is one of my posts that it went to 163,000 people. That post, okay, is still working for me. It's nearly 1 million people, which I have to show. I run around the house and I show my kids like they're teenagers now, and I go, look, oh my god, look what mine's done. I'm really surprised. Well, not surprised, because I know how it works, but when it's happening to you, just being yourself, just doing something really normal like an English lesson or talking about English or whatever it is you're doing, it is a bit, mind-blowing, because I'm not selling some amazing new, I don't know, iPhone amazing thing that everybody wants, so it's a really, really nice feeling. So the 5.2k people, 5.2k, the pink one is the amount of times that it was shared. Now, although that doesn't look very much right now to you, obviously that's been shared loads, but even at 5.2 as a percentage is still really, really good. It's really good. And then 19.2k engagements. Okay, remember I keep saying about engagement, and you can't trick that either. Facebook is so intelligent. The algorithm of Facebook is so intelligent. If you try doing things, you know how you think people do things that's kind of clickbait. Clickbait is clickbait, it's spam. Facebook pick up on it so quick, and they will shut it down, and they'll delete it, they'll block you, they'll ban you, everything. So it's really lovely when you see that, and yeah, oh wow, this is really working, people are really liking what I'm doing. This is great. And then when you go to your email box and you see all those people are like want to go on your English course or your this course or your that course, it's like, wow, I am totally independent. Like I've got too many students, you know, which is wonderful, you know, and being well paid for it as well. So that's the other part, isn't it? Because it's all very good having lots of students and having all of this stuff, which is great. But for me, it's nice, but it does need to convert. You know, I am divorced or widowed actually now with 2 children, and I do have to bring money in to bring up my kids. It's as simple as that. So you know, I'm not in it for the popularity and the status. I'm in it because I need to earn money, and I want to earn money by creating lessons I enjoy teaching with good content and having loads of comments. I get so many comments. Alison, you were every first online teacher which enticed me to learn English. Is so lovely. He's since left so many reviews going, this is the best teacher on social media. So which obviously I know I'm not, but it's really nice. Here we go. And there's another one. I would like to improve my English speaking and to have you teach my 3 children and my sister Mohammed and da 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 da. So there you go. So you will get, as well as having your own course, and like I said, I get sponsored now to do certain things, and I'm approached by different companies to do certain things, but I kind of don't want to go too much down that route. Again, if it's something I'm not actually using myself or I don't really believe in it, then I won't do it, because it's reputation. And as much as Facebook are like, oh, you know, you have to be reputable and you have to have reputable things on your page. Well, for me, it works the other way as well. I'm not going to support something if I don't think it's reputable and contributes to the essence and authenticity of my page, which is my business, which is education. So I hope that helps. So how do I find private students? So for me, in a nutshell, it's all through social media and digital marketing. And even if you didn't want to teach, English or something like that, I have another very small, because I'm kind of inundated with English really at the moment, and like I said, I like to be free to do lots of other things, because I do quite a lot of social media and other things that I'm doing anyway in my businesses. So but I have one where from a language school that I've got, which is a French language. Now these children I've been teaching for years. They've got to secondary school now, and their parents are like, can we do group lessons online? So this is great. So if you're living in your local community, you can still do like local Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising doesn't just have to be like internationally. You can maybe on another live I'll show you maybe some parts of the actual marketing side of it and how you can set up ads and things like that, because you can really target your area, from the area to the age to what they do for jobs, what kind of qualifications they have. You can so like siphon it down. I hate using the word niche, but siphon it down. You can really funnel it down so that you're not wasting ad spend, not that it's particularly expensive, but so that when you do have people looking at your content and your ads, they are people that are actually going to be probably more genuinely interested than other people. And it works another way, is that through that you can get, like I've had ones for the schools, but I've also had 2 primary schools approach me through my social media marketing locally where I live, actually to go into the schools and teach. They have like language labs where they so this is for foreign nationals that are in England, and the struggles the schools are having, or some of the schools are having with some of these foreign nationals as pupils, is that they're not they're not responding very well to the lessons because their English is not very good. So they have to go into like a full immersion program for a term or 2 terms in the local schools of complete English. So you're teaching them English as an EFL or ESL, so that they can then put them into the geography and the history and the French and all the other lessons, because all those lessons are in English, obviously, and they're not understanding very much. So I've been approached like that as well. So, and again, this is all done through social media and my lead pages and my websites and funnels, because they're professional. And if you want decent clients, you know, I'm not interested in having a whole load of freeloading clients. I have a page, like I said, where I actually teach English for free. And those are lessons where they are completely free, and I give loads of resources for free because I like to give back, and I think it's awful what's happening in lots of parts of the world as well. So I like to hope that some people can have some opportunity of some free education. So I do that, that I do. But equally, you know, I do have to live and I do have to provide for my family and do the other things. So obviously, as my income, you know, when it comes to lessons and programs and courses, I do it so that I can either create a course that I could sell 1,000,000 times over. It doesn't matter once the work's done, or I have certain clients who pay a lot more because they're able to, for very kind of private and specific things. IELTS, wanting to get into university, such and such. However, I have seen an ad recently going on about charging $100 for dentists and lawyers and all this type of thing. I will tell you from experience that these types of clients for me have always been the nightmare clients, because they are already of a very good academic level, and they're awful to, I've always found them quite awful to get paid from. Also in the marketing world, I haven't always found them the best clients, because they're not always, you know, easiest to understand digital marketing. They understand they're top of their game, they know what they're doing. But when it comes to other stuff, it's very difficult, I think, because they are so good at what they do in their own profession, for them to kind of not take a step down, but you know what I'm saying, kind of get to that level where they're kind of not the knowledge person there, it's you. And sometimes I found that kind of creates a bit of a tension in a relationship, which can then lead to them being really slow on paying, or mucking you around with your schedule. And like, my schedule's wacky packed, you know, I don't need clients like that to fill my schedule. It's full. And you know, you can be like that too. So there you go. Anyway, I won't say any more about that. Yeah, so there you go. So that's what I do to find clients, and it works very well for me. So I hope that that has helped you gain a further insight into how you can kind of do things and build things up really gradually, or go for it full on. I had set myself a mission with this page that you're seeing here, that I actually wanted 10,000 in 2 months. 10,000 students in 2 months. I know it's crazy, but I just set myself a challenge, and I wanted to try out, you know, my techniques and methods, should we say. It's something I had been working on to really tweak it, and it really, really works. So I'm like really, really pleased. And obviously the cherry on the cake is that the students really love it as well. So that's great. I'm like, yes, it's great. It's like Christmas has come early. Okay. Anyway, that's it, everybody. If you have, so that was number 3. Let me go to number 4. What am I doing tomorrow? So number 4 is, what are the softwares and systems for online teaching, bookings, accounting, and so much more that you need to use, because they are 1, affordable, and 2, efficient, kind of the 2 golden gems that you need to have, really, without wasting time and money. Who wants to do that? So there you go. Anyway, love you and leave you, everybody. If you're watching this on replay, can you please drop a comment in to let me know that you have watched it, and also to let Facebook know with the algorithm for engagement, because if you don't, it doesn't really help. I know that it's a group anyway, this is completely private, but I really want to know who is watching the stuff, because out of all my groups, this group's really quite quiet, and like, I thought people are in this group because they wanted to kind of find out stuff about teaching independently. So I don't want to be like a rambler. So react to what I'm doing, and let me know if it's helpful. And if you have questions, drop it in, or come over to my main page, Alison McRobbie, which I will put up here. Just so you know, and you can DM me or ask me questions there. Absolutely fine, no problem. Or if you're on the email list, you should have the email address. Do so there too. Okay, that's it. Have a great evening or a great day wherever you are. See you tomorrow, guys. Goodbye.